So good morning, everyone. My name is Roy Nascimento, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as the President and CEO of the North Central Massachusetts Chamber of Commerce. And in my role as President of the Chamber, I also have the honor of serving as President of Visit North Central Massachusetts. On behalf of Visit North Central Massachusetts, I'd like to welcome you and thank you for joining us here this morning to help celebrate the renovations and improvements to the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center. We are really thrilled with the strong turnout this morning among our friends and among the media, so want to express our thanks to all of you for joining us. So the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center is really a special place here in North Central Massachusetts. The center, for those of you from outside of the region that might be visiting, the center is named after American pioneer, Leominster native, and official folk hero for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, John Chapman, better known as Johnny Appleseed. We officially opened the center on June 14th, 1997, as a way to welcome people traveling through the region, providing them a place to stop, stretch their legs, and learn more about the region's communities. But the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center is not your run-of-the-mill highway stop. Really is unique. The center has evolved into a destination in and of itself that provides an engaging experience and encourages visitors to learn more about the region's communities, local attractions, and businesses. On the grounds of the center, you will find unique items, including a bronze sculpture of the young Johnny Appleseed, very popular photo op that's right in front of the visitor center. There's also 91 apple trees on the grounds here of the visitor center, including 3 Rambo trees that are direct descendants of the last remaining tree known to be planted by Johnny Appleseed. And of course, the popular Big Apple of New England, the largest apple structure of its kind in all of New England. Inside the visitor center, you'll find a collection of unique historical and cultural items from throughout North Central Massachusetts, including a vintage Ivor Johnson bicycle, pieces of equipment from the region's agricultural past, old Wachusett Mountain ski area items, local artwork, and a large collection of Johnny Appleseed memorabilia. The center has drawn international attention, being profiled by the BBC and more locally by WCVB's Chronicle and the Worcester Business Journal and other media. So strong partnerships are really at the core of the success of the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center. The center is operated and maintained through a partnership by the Johnny Appleseed Trail Association, which does business as Visit North Central Massachusetts, and Mass Highway. No state dollars are used to fund the operations of the center. The operations of the center are funded primarily by a combination of private contributions, sales at our gift shop, so please buy something after, and contributions from several of our communities here in the region that believe in our mission. The Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center symbolizes our region's hospitality and serves as a beacon to travelers from throughout the globe that visit our beautiful region. It is a symbol of the deep and meaningful partnerships that we have here in North Central Massachusetts, partnerships among businesses, our communities, and our state that are all working for the advancement of the region. Most importantly, it is a symbol of civic pride and embodies the spirit and culture of North Central Massachusetts. And that civic pride is on display here today by the strong turnout at today's ceremony. So I want to thank you again for attending today's ceremony. We are very excited to celebrate the recent renovations and upgrades that were designed to modernize the facility and help us continue to showcase the region to more than 165,000 visitors that visit here every year. And I just want to take a moment to briefly highlight the improvements that were made. So exterior upgrades include adding handicap accessible doors, a dog walking station out back, a shaded area for picnic tables, new security cameras, new seasonal banners on the lampposts, new awnings, fresh landscaping, new interpretive displays that help us tell the story of North Central Massachusetts. And one of my favorites, a nice little touch, was the new flamingo weather vane that now sits on the top of the center in recognition of the iconic plastic flamingo lawn ornament that was invented and is still produced here in the region. Additionally, the famous Big Apple of New England sculpture was repaired, and inside the center we did a lot of improvements as well. We reconfigured the layout and added new floors, rugs, office furniture, signage, a water bottle refilling station, and rustic wall paneling. And finally, we are waiting on new electronic screens for inside the center, which we hope to have up later this fall. The project took nearly a year to complete and cost $162,455. We received a matching destination development grant from the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism for approximately $76,000 to help support the project. And the city of Leominster graciously provided an additional $25,000 grant above and beyond the traditional support that they provide for the operations of the center. And I want to recognize AAS Inc. I think we have some reps from AIS who graciously donated the office furniture for the staff inside the visitor center. The remaining funds for the project came from the Johnny Appleseed Trail Association. We are very grateful to all of the supporters that made these renovations and upgrades possible. I'd like to publicly acknowledge and thank our friends at the Mass Office of Travel and Tourism. We have Keiko Oral here today. Thank you, Keiko. And the City of Leominster, AIS for their support, and I'd like to thank the Board of Directors of the Johnny Appleseed Trail Association for approving the investment that was required. So we have a number of dignitaries and partners that have joined us today. Before we move on to the official ribbon cutting ceremony, I'd like to invite a few of them up to the podium to say some welcoming remarks. So let's get started. So I think I'm going to start with State Senator John Cronin. Please welcome State Senator John Cronin for some welcoming remarks.
I'll start out by just saying thank you to Roy Nascimento and the Chamber team. There are hundreds of chambers in Massachusetts, and they are not all created equal. And we have one of the best chambers across the state, and I'm sure across the country, representing and advocating for us here in North Central. And that's because of Roy's leadership and his team. So thank you, Roy. The Chamber wears so many different hats, whether it's the Visit North Central initiative, working to expand our workforce, soliciting 21st century industry and the innovation economy out here. The Chamber is involved in all of it, but all those efforts really reinforce one common objective, and that is to make North Central as a region a destination. And that is a partnership and a common objective that's shared between local, state, and federal partners. And we're all trying to reinforce our efforts, and we're all trying to help each other move that forward. And I just want to single out the people who are really on the ground, our mayors and select board members. We've got some incredible leaders here who are all really vested in their own communities of making North Central a destination. Mayor DiNatale, Mayor Mazzarella, Mayor Nicholson, Select Board member Steve Kerrigan from Lancaster, and all of them are making public investments in their downtowns, in their main streets, in our shared spaces to spur private investment and create jobs, make sure that when people stop here, they say, hey, this place is pretty nice, I want to stick around. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So thank you, welcome everybody here today, and I look forward to cutting this ribbon.
So we have a great legislative delegation that really works together as a team, and I'd like to invite our state reps up to say some remarks. State Representative Meg Kilcoyne of Clinton Lancaster, Representative Natalie Higgins, and Representative Mike Kuchmarek.
Hi, everybody. We're so excited to be here to recognize the improvements to this center. I think, Senator Cronin, touched on a lot of the reasons why we're here today, but all of us, I think, understand that even though we're physically in Lancaster right now, which is part of my district, we all recognize the value and just the joys that are in each of our communities, whether it's Leominster or Fitchburg or Gardner or Lancaster. All of us have things that we know we can offer to people all across, not just the Commonwealth, but the country. And I think we understand that seeing a place like this is so crucial to ensuring that whether you're coming from the Berkshires or from Boston or for wherever, you see that Big Apple and you know that you're entering into an area where there's just a lot to do and see. And I'm so thrilled to be here to recognize the efforts that are made to continue to welcome people to our areas so we can continue to just share what we know are treasures in the Commonwealth to people from all over. And so I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to try some of those whatever is under that tent over there. It looks delicious, which apple bites, which you can find all over North Central Massachusetts. And I'm just so grateful that everybody's here today to support bringing more people to the region. And I hope to also get a chance to meet those llamas back there as well, and an alpaca, as I'm aware. A lot of agro-tourism going on in North Central Massachusetts that I'm sure people can find more information about inside. So thank you so much, Roy, for this opportunity. Oh, and I almost, Lizzie, I believe, is here. Hey, Lizzie. Lizzie is a fantastic city councilor in Gardner and also serves as legislative director for State Representative Kim Ferguson, who we also shares this region as well. So thrilled to be able to work with my fantastic colleagues in the House, our fantastic colleague in the Senate, our local leaders as well, and with Roy to hopefully continue to move these efforts forward. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Representative Kilcoyne and Representative Higgins and Kushmarek for your support. As I mentioned before, this is a partnership. It's a team effort, and it requires the support of our delegation. It also requires the support of our local officials. So next up, I'd like to invite Mayor Dean Mazzarella of Leominster for some remarks. And as he makes his way up, I want to acknowledge a few other folks that are here from the city of Leominster. City Council Claire Frieda, I believe, is here. I haven't seen her, but Claire, thank you for joining us. I saw City Councilor Sue Shalafo-Zephyr. Thank you for joining us. And Amanda Curtis, Economic Development Director for the City of Leominster, is here. And Melissa Tasca, Small Business Coordinator. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Mayor?
Good morning, everyone. I woke up this morning. It was such a beautiful day. And then you start watching what's going on in Florida, and it's just devastating. And I'm sure everybody knows somebody from there, and people sending me videos. And we put a call into the, Florida Emergency Management, anything we can do to help, if we can send people and equipment or whatever. And looking back at the ice storm and the snowstorms of 2015 and everything we're trying to forget, people came to us and helped us out. So anyway, we can help them. So I almost felt bad this morning coming here, but, we move on. It's a beautiful day here in New England. I want to thank the members of the Massachusetts State Police. They're our security here. We may have cameras, but a lot of people coming through here, and we want to keep them safe, and certainly the image of safety is important to us. Roy, I apologize. So we were built, everybody's, I'm sure, has been to the original site where Johnny Appleseed was born. I don't think so. It's where everybody used to go parking. Does that help? No, that's not. Oh, yeah. Nobody wants to admit to it. Anyway, so we had a replica, like a house that was built many years ago. And Roy said, you think we were building a new one? So Roy said, because you didn't mention this morning, you think we could get the old one and bring it up and put it over here? And I said, sure. So I went by one day and there's a new one there, and then I came here and it wasn't here. And I thought, someone stole Johnny Appleseed's house. And in fact, I guess when they went to move it, it like disintegrated. So we're building another one, right? We're going to build another Johnny Appleseed. But you know what? I mean, when we first opened this, we were sort of all doing our own thing. Every city in town was sort of doing their own thing. And the visitor center is many things, but it's really the symbol of bringing everyone together in the region to accomplish a whole lot of things. And everybody in this region, every town, every city has something, as was said by the state, a treasure, right? Something that we're all proud of. Not everybody has Johnny Appleseed that was born in their town, but we all have somebody in town that you can make people up. You can say, we had this guy, John Grant. Who is he? I don't know. He planted peach trees. Who's going to look it up? Nobody's going to look it up. They'll find some guy named John Grant. So, we're so lucky, mountains and Mount Wachusett and farms all over the place, and our own Shoalin Farms that's run by volunteers, and we're just so fortunate. And so this is really a symbol of unity that brought us all together to do wonderful things. And this is really, the beginning. And we all see the potential if we just all work together and work across our little municipal lines here in terms of our own little parochial areas here, that we can do wonderful things, and we have. So thank you all. I mean, everybody that's here played some major role. We even went to the sheriff and said, Sheriff, you have anybody that knows how to prune apple trees down there? And then they came down and pruned all the apple trees. So you see what a widespread effort this is, and we can have fun with it, right? And the last thing I'm going to tell you is we hid something, Roy, that you don't know about inside that apple. And when we're back here 20 years from now, I'll let you know what it was.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That was great. So, there are multiple communities involved in the supporting the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center. At this time, I want to invite Mayor Stephen DiNatale of the city of Fitchburg. He's been a strong champion of the Visitor Center. And while he's making his way up, I want to recognize some city councilors from Fitchburg that have joined us. I have here Sally Cragen is here. I haven't seen her, but is Sally here? Marcus DiNatale. Amy Green. I know Amy's here. I saw her, Amy. And Sam Squalia. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. And we also have Megan Donahue from the Fitchburg Redevelopment Authority. Megan, thank you for joining us. Mr. Mayor, I think she's here somewhere.
Thank you, Roy. I just want to, before we get started, I want to mention that the flamingo was developed by a Fitchburg resident, Mr. Featherstone. Just so we get that clear. Where's Dean? Dean, Fitchburg guy. All right. No, he's shaking his head. Yeah, and John Chapman was Italian. Did you know that? I just want to say thank you to Roy Nascimento. When you came on board, how long has it been now, Roy? 8 years. Just a fabulous addition to our partnership, because that's what this is a community partnership. And Roy has been just an outstanding contributor to our city government, our local, regional efforts. Thank you to the legislative individuals here. Miss Oral Keiko and I served in the House when she was there for, how long were you there, Keiko? 4 years, right? 7 years, sorry, okay. Yeah, great seeing you again. This is the first time we've seen each other in quite a while. But again, thank you. The Visitor Center never looked better. It's beautiful. And so what's going to happen? Are we going to crack this open at some time? You're not? Okay. I mean, there's stuff inside of it. How are we going to know what's inside of it, right? Okay. Again, thanks, everybody. Have a great day. What a beautiful day. Thank you to the Chamber for your efforts here. Diane Burnett, where is she? There she is right there. She kind of runs the Visitor Center. Thank you, Diane, for everything. Have a great day, folks. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next up, I'd like to invite Mayor Michael Nicholson of the City of Gardner up. And while he comes up, I want to acknowledge a few other folks we have from the city. Lizzie Kaczynski is here, from the City Council President, again, so thank you. Also, Trevor Beauregard and Jessica DeRoy from the Community and Economic Development Office. I believe they're here, so I want to acknowledge them and thank them. And our friends from the Gardner Chamber here. Michael Jerry is here. Michael, thank you. Thank you for coming. Mr. Mayor, thank you.
So I have to say, the first interaction I had with the Visitor Center here today was when I got a call from a former college professor of mine who was driving to Boston for a conference. And he said, Mike, I just got to ask you a question. I was like, I know Gardner's got the big chair. That was always the joke when you were over in UMass. It was Gardner had the big chair. But I have to ask, does every North Central Mass community have their own big inanimate object? I just pulled over on Route 2 and there's a massive apple. So it's great to see us all here today, really as a region celebrating that this is a way to welcome people and show people what we have to offer here. When we operate in silos in our own different borders that we have with Gardner, Fitchburg, Leominster, Lancaster, and all the different communities that we have here, yes, it's good and it helps us in some ways, but when we build off each other and can build that network and show who we are together as a region, that's what actually bolsters people to come here. And it's great if Gardner gets something and Fitchburg gets something and Lancaster gets something. We all have our little things that we can be proud of and things that we show off. And by doing that, you can show you get the full family experience from the region and where you live, and that this region is your home, not just the city and town that you may live or work in. So it's great to see that really personified here in this visitor center with all of our communities represented inside. And if anyone's ever looking to take a rest from their drive and pull up a chair for a rest on the way, I hope they consider stopping here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the visitor center, the space we're in right now, where everyone's sitting, is actually in Lancaster. A little known fact actually is that about half of the grounds are in the town of Lancaster, half are in Leominster. But the portion we're in right now, and the building itself, is in the town of Lancaster. And so I'd like to invite up Steve Kerrigan, who is the chair of the select board for the town of Lancaster, for some welcoming remarks.
I was the one who cheered when he mentioned Lancaster, just in case you're wondering who. First of all, thank you, Roy, for not just today and for the great work with the Visitor Center, but for all the work you do to promote North Central Massachusetts. We know it to be it's our home, but we also know it to be a fantastic magnet for the Commonwealth, and we're grateful for your work. And by the way, two of the hardest working people here today haven't been acknowledged yet, and it's these two folks holding up this banner behind us, fighting the wind, so they deserve great credit. As Roy pointed out, we are in Lancaster, so welcome to Lancaster. We never get to welcome more than 2 or 3 people at a time, so it's nice to have this big of a crowd here. Lancaster is known as many things. We are the mother town for this part of Massachusetts. We're the oldest town in Worcester County. What you didn't realize until I realized this on the way here, I did some research, because, going to Johnny Appleseed, you got to figure out sort of what's distinctive about Lancaster. We're the birthplace of John Grant, who planted peaches all the way from Lancaster all the way down to Atlanta. So we have a pipeline now between Lancaster and Atlanta. Look it up. It'll be on Wikipedia in like an hour if you give me time. But seriously, it is really such a special part of our Commonwealth to be up here in North Central Mass. I've had the pleasure of traveling corner to corner of the great state of Massachusetts, but this is home. This visitor center reminds us all of the beauty of our area, reminds us all of the contributions our area has made to our history back from 1620 on. This region has played a critical role, not just in Massachusetts and our economic development and our future, but in the nations and in the world's. I mean, where else, if not here, would we get the pink flamingo for everybody's lawn? I mean, come on. But seriously, with the plastics industry, with everything that's gone on, this part of Massachusetts and this part of our great country is incredibly special. And it is wonderful that folks from all around the world have a chance to stop here, take some time, visit with our great treasures in this visitor center, and feel a nice big warm welcome from all of us to all of them. So Roy, thank you so much for all the work that you do. Thank you for the team here at the visitor center. I will certainly stop in a lot more than I do now, and we're just grateful to have you all here. So again, welcome to Lancaster.
So again, this project would not have been possible without the support of the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism. We want to express our thanks to our friends there. And with us is Keiko Oral, who is the Executive Director of Mott and has been a really strong supporter of the work Visit North Central Massachusetts does and of the Visitor Center. So I want to thank Keiko for her support, and I want to invite her up to say a few welcoming remarks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Roy. What a beautiful day to be here in Worcester County. I do this a lot, and this is a star-studded crowd of people who have come out to support North Central Massachusetts, and I am thrilled to be with you today. The Office of Travel and Tourism in 2021 decided, with the support of the Baker-Polito administration, to extend some destination development capital grants. So this project was part of the first round, the pilot grant program, and we have been able to push out over $4.2 million to help projects like this, who are welcoming visitors to the Commonwealth, to have the support that they need with bathroom bathrooms support, bathroom support, with handicap accessibility, with roof repairs, with the things that make a visitor feel welcome. And we are doing that across the Commonwealth because we want to make sure that people who are coming here from outside of Massachusetts are feeling like there's so much to see and do. So I'm from Plymouth County. I live in Lakeville. I know Roy from way back in the day when he was in New Bedford. And this is an area that I have a lot to explore. I'm coming back in October. I see the logo, the things on the logo, the things to see and do in North Central Massachusetts. And from what everyone has said, I'm looking forward to the large inanimate objects in each one of your towns. That sounds very interesting. I learned about the flamingo. I wasn't as clear where that generated, but it's clear that it generated in Fitchburg, Leominster, Lancaster, Gardner. We are thrilled to be a support to Roy and to this visitor center, to the North Central Massachusetts. So Roy is one of our Regional Tourism Council directors, as well as being the head of the North Central Massachusetts Chamber. And their task is to tell the world your story. So domestically and internationally, we talk about the great state that we live in. And so we are the marketers of the state. You typically won't see our commercials and our advertisements because they're in Albany, they're in New York, they're in Hartford. But we are doing the work to get people to come in to explore and to help with the economic development and just experience all that we have to offer to make great memories here in Massachusetts. Roy is one of our very best Regional Tourism Council directors, and he is diligent. We are thrilled to work with him. He's part of our marketing family. And what we saw through the pandemic was what several people have mentioned here today, the partnership. So I'm the state agency. I represent the state agency of the Office of Travel and Tourism. But what we have seen through the pandemic is that bringing people together, the partnerships are where we get stronger. So we hadn't worked as closely with Massport prior to the pandemic. Massport, MBTA, MassDOT, MCC. I was just at an event with Mass Cultural Council yesterday. Good government is agencies working together to create efficiencies, to communicate, and to really to bring better value for all that we have as far as things that state government offers. So we're going to, as the Office of Travel and Tourism, our website is visitma.com. We're going to continue to tell the story of North Central Massachusetts with Roy's help, with the other folks who work here at North Central Massachusetts. We will continue to push out those hidden gems. We're running a ski campaign this winter. We're very excited about that, and got a thumbs up there. We're excited about sharing North Central with the world. So congratulations on your renovations, and I'm looking forward to exploring more inside.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Keiko, for your support and for everything that you do to help us promote North Central Massachusetts and the Commonwealth. So I do want to acknowledge we are, as Keiko mentioned, we are one of 16 regional tourism councils here in the state, and our charge is to promote visitation to tourists and groups, bringing them here into, with a little jingle in their pocket into North Central Massachusetts, spend some money, and that generates jobs and generates tax dollars for our local communities. And we have a very close relationship with the other 15 regional tourism councils. And I want to acknowledge Nancy Gardella, who's president of the North of Boston Convention Visitors Bureau, who's here today. Thank you, Nancy, for joining us. So next I'd like to invite up Henry Tessman, who's the general manager of Great Wolf Lodge in Fitchburg and is chairman of the board of directors for Visit North Central Massachusetts. Henry, come on up.
Thank you, Roy. Just a really big thank you on behalf of the entire board of Visit North Central for coming out today and supporting this renovation. From the Big Apple to all the other amenities we have here, I can't think of a better way to welcome people to our region. Couple big thank yous this morning. First to all the leaders that made this happen. It took a lot of effort and a lot of time to put this together, as well as the funds. So thank you for supporting this project. Big thank you to the entire community. As a leader in the tourism, one of the business leaders in the tourism side, it's very, very important to support tourism, and I thank the entire community for doing that. A big thank you to Diane for managing this renovation and still staying open 361 days a year, welcoming all of our visitors. And thank you to Roy and North Central Chamber of Commerce for everything they do and the support they have every day running this organization. Thank you, and thanks for coming out today.
So as Henry mentioned and several other speakers mentioned, Diane Burnett is a superstar on our team. She is the manager here of the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center, and we're open year-round. We only close for a few of the holidays, and she is our longest-serving member of the professional staff. And I want to acknowledge her and Saber Reyes, our assistant manager. And Diane, I want to welcome you up for a few welcoming remarks.
Hi, people. Good morning. I want to welcome you to coming to our visitor center. It's a unique place. It's one of a kind. You're not going to find another one like it in the state. I'm very proud of that. You won't find another one. We get a lot of comments from people. Wow, I wish they all looked like this. Or, wow, this is one of a kind. It is. I'm proud of what the job is that we do here. We welcome lots of people from all over the world to come to the North Central Mass region. We want them to feel welcome and invited to come to North Central Mass. We want them to stay. We don't want them to just keep on going down the road. We want them to stay. So we provide them with all the information they need to find something unique and special, like my alpacas in the back. People love alpacas. They buy their material, they buy their socks, and we send them where to go. So it's one of these things that everything that's on that table came from one of my members. So these are the people that we try to help. These are the people we try to send folks to. All of the towns are great support. I can't express how much support we get from our towns. And if there's something I need, I just ask. And by the way, I would love a big chair, okay? Big chair. I'll find a home for it, okay? We have people that walk in here and say, I've got this, I've got that, would you like it? I said, absolutely, bring it in. So we've done that a lot of times. And the things that are on the walls, on the floor, they all have descriptions and the story of our region. So we want people to know what it is about our region. From the skis on the wall, I got those from his predecessor, the skis on the wall, from the snowshoes on the wall, from the bicycles, from the ladders on how to climb the apple trees. So there's lots of great information here, and I'm very thankful that you came today. Please come inside, look, ask questions. It would be my pleasure to answer any and all questions that you have, and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Now you heard it. So I heard we're getting a chair from Gardner. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I think I heard the mayor from Leominster talk about a cabin we're getting, Johnny Appleseed's cabins, all right? So you all heard it. So a few other acknowledgments and thank yous. I want to thank Kathleen Reynolds Denault, Register of Deeds from Worcester County, has joined us here today. Thank you very much. And I want to thank Sheriff Lou Evangelitis, who has joined us here today. Thank you, Sheriff. And I want to thank the Sheriff's Department, because the Sheriff's Department is great. Every year they send in a crew to help us, as the mayor alluded to, for spring cleanup. So we really are thankful for that and thankful for the support. Before we wrap up, once again, thank you to the Mass Office of Travel and Tourism and the City of Leominster for their financial support of this project. And I'd like to acknowledge AIS Inc. for donating the office furniture, Mass Highway for their partnership in operating the center. Special thanks to Bob Crowdy and Barry Lorian for their assistance and support. Our municipal partners, the City of Fitchburg, Leominster, Gardner, and the Town of Westminster, who help to financially support the operations of the center year-round and the collective marketing efforts of Visit North Central Massachusetts. And I need to acknowledge the state police. We have with us Major Bigelow from the state police who's joined us, and Lieutenant Andrew Cornell, commander of the Leominster Barracks, is here today with the sergeant from the barracks. I want to thank them for their efforts to patrol the center and keep visitors safe that come here to North Central Massachusetts. I want to acknowledge Debbie and Keith from Plainview Farms for bringing the alpacas today, so our special guests. And I'd like to acknowledge the many local contractors and suppliers that helped with this project: Addison in Leominster, Modern Awning in Fitchburg, Black Bear Coatings in Leominster, Protective Services in Lunenburg, Horgan Flooring in Westminster, Builtwell Fence Company in Fitchburg, In-N-Out Automatic Doors, Turtle Transit, Empowered PR, and the late Jack Hoover unfortunately passed away earlier this year. Jack was a local carpenter who did much of the interior custom work inside the Visitor Center. And I'd like to also thank Matt Fournier of Elite Construction and Design for his guidance and advice early on in the project. Special thanks to Lauren Goulet and Diane Burnett on our team, who served as the project managers for coordinating the renovations. And finally, I want to extend our thanks to Aroma Joe's in Leominster, Carlson Orchards in Harvard, Red Apple Farm in Phillipston, and Sholin Farms in Leominster for contributing the wonderful refreshments we're going to have shortly. Matt Majakis of Central Mass Productions for providing the sound. Andrea Seward of Habakkuk Media Services for the photography. The entire team at the North Central Mass Chamber for helping organize today's ceremony, including the two that are holding up the sign here and keeping it from falling on my head. And Sterling Lancaster TV and Leominster TV for being here today, filming the ceremony, which will air throughout the region with the other access television stations. And I believe, I'm sorry, I probably missed a lot of folks, but I just want to blanket thank you to everyone that's out there, all of our supporters, all of our members that came to the ceremony today and that support the Visitor Center and Visit North Central Massachusetts day in, day out. So thank you so much. We're going to move on to the official ribbon cutting now. And we invite those of you that want to participate in the ribbon cutting. We'd like as many folks as possible to participate. So if you're not shy and you want to be in the picture, please join us up here for the ribbon cutting. And then immediately afterwards, please join us for some refreshments that we have courtesy of those businesses. Again, thank you all for joining us here today, and thank you for your support of Visit North Central Massachusetts, the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center, and our work to advance the 27 communities here in the region. Thank you very much.
All right. Oh my gosh, we have enough. There we go. All right. Oh boy. Okay, Andrew, coming up here,
Wait a minute. Diane.
right next to you.
Okay, you're gonna get the honor.
Are you ready? One, two, three. Yay!